The reason why Hugo is actually so bad for so many players is simply because this nigga has no fucking matchups. And as always, Ben is the biggest. Ben is the best character in the game. Don't let anyone lie to you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kat7th, and I'll be your host today. So, as you guys know, if you've been following the channel for a while, if you're new, you probably don't know. But if you guys know, many people think I use the Prydwen videos to look at the tier list. No, I use the Prydwen tier list as a way to use an excuse to go and look at their data. Now, all right, we always start with the numbers. We always start with the numbers before we go to the tier list. Let's start with the numbers. All right, so what we got this time around for Prydwen? We got 14,464 players they collected data from. Okay, and this is for Shiyu defense to start with. This was 2.8.3. So which Shiyu was this? Oh wait, 0.3. So it's this one. It's the live banner. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it's the live Shiyu. It's the current Shiyu. Wait, it says on the 14th. Yeah. So it's the current Shiyu. Okay. 3.0 for zzzero and Roast Califer look amazing. Bang boos everywhere, including the tall ones. A gorgeous map, and many new friends to meet. However, after 2.8, your polychromes might be looking a little silly. Oh my god. But don't worry, I got you back. Because you can go to U7BUY for the safest, fastest, and cheapest place for zzzero top-ups. And trust me, they're legit, as they have thousands of positive reviews on Trustpilot. And check this out, on the official store, they want $99.99 for a big monochrome pack. And that's way too much. But on U7BUY, you can get lower prices, and the delivery only takes seconds. All you gotta do, enter your UID, pay, and boom, your account is loaded instantly. Easy. But you need to make sure that you're using my code at checkout for an extra 5% off. So click the link in the description below or the pinned comment, and let's all enjoy Roast Califer together. But now, let's get you back to the video. So stage 1 of current Shiyu is Monato. So that makes sense why Miyabi and Premia, by far, yeah, that makes sense why the Anomaly team, yeah, even Arya, why they're up here. The next thing that's not Anomaly focused is Shungus. Oh, Seed, okay. Seed, Sissia right next to Seed. Vivian up here with the other Anomalies, that makes sense. Bernice up here with the other Anomalies, that makes sense. Astra being Universal. Oh, Yanagi, okay, Yanagi did pretty well. Almost 30k average. Sambi almost 30k average. Okay, Zhao is probably because of Shungus. Okay, Nicole. Okay, Hugo. Hugo actually scored higher on average than Ihari, but that's there's less people using Hugo than Ihari, but still he did do slightly better on average by 72 points. Sokaku, okay, that must be because of Miyabi. Okay, Liner. Dylan's very low. I mean, I guess she's only like, what? Less than 2k? Wait, is that less than 2k or more? Oh, that's more. That's like 2.5k away from Shungus. I thought she'd be higher right next to Shungus. Okay, so stage 2 is the Covenant Guardian, and that thing had 45 million HP. Now, it's a little bit less effective HP because of the miasma shield, but still, it's still pretty high. I expect my ruptures to be up here, and they are, and I still see Shungus. Obviously, it's physical week, so that makes sense that people would put their Shungus there. Hell, you just got the fucking whole entire Shungus premium here. Ruptures. Hey, Caesar did very well. Caesar is actually really good against Covenant Guardian. Caesar's ult and the way her defensive assist follow-up can link into her EX is very good at breaking the Covenant Guardian's miasma shield. Actually, Caesar's very good at just breaking miasma shields in general. So this actually makes sense. Good shit, Caesar. Mr. Banyue did pretty well. Oh, his appearance rate is fucking low as fuck though. Like 1.88 compared to 39.2 in Ishwin. Astra obviously still being universal. Fufu with the ruptures makes sense. Okay, we got Poker's up there. Okay, Seed. Ooh, Kaleda, very nice. 28k from Kaleda on average. It's a very low appearance rate, but the few people who did use her almost got 30k. Oh, Nangong's up here, but where are the other anomalies? So I'm guessing it's Nangong with Arya. Yeah. We can actually scroll down and see teams later. See the most used teams on every single boss. Pan with the ruptures makes sense. Icon universal, Nicole universal. I expected more from Evelyn. Her appearance rate is very low though. It's even lower than Bonway. So maybe that's why. But I expected her to get slightly better. Alright, so that's Covenant Guardian. And the last stage for this Shiyu was Isolde. So again, makes sense. Physical week, so Shungus is automatically gonna be up here. Seed and Sissia did well. Seed, Sissia, oh, like damn, all of Obal did well. Bonway again with very low appearance rate, but the few people who are using him are doing pretty well. Okay, Astra just seems like she's just gonna be everywhere because she's just so universal. Caesar again with the miasma shield and just physical weak, so yeah, makes sense. Dang, Lucy, okay. People brought back out their Lucy's. Oh, not really. That's only a 0.27%. That's very few. Alice, Miyabi. Okay, so this is where a lot of the anomalies were. Okay, there's some Ellen love right there. Oh, again with not Soldier, Evelyn very. Oh, her appearance rate was significantly better on a soda. I thought the score would be a little bit better, like closer to 30. And then it's ether resistant, so the fact people were still able to get the clear with Ishwin is very good because it's ether res. Then Kaleda squeaking by to get the clear. Combined data. How is Haru 31k on combined data, but NA? How'd that happen? How do they collect the data? They take the UIDs. So this time around they took 14,464 players UIDs, and they just took the data from their accounts. You just get the UID and you can just extract the data from their account. You don't have to log into their account at all. You can just get their UID and easily get their in-game data. That's how they get the numbers. Let's go look at the Bang Boos used just shortly. Devil Boo's a goat. Burbalic used a lot. Okay. Sprout used a lot, obviously because of Shungus. Okay, Shark Boo's still up there in usage rate. Beeline's up there. Robin's still up there. Snap's doing very well. Mercury seeing decent amount of use. Miss Esme's getting used a lot. Okay. And biggest fan, obviously, because of the idols. It's getting used a lot. Okay. Now let's go to teams. Let's see the most used teams. With an appearance rate of almost 30%, Miyabi, Nangong, Yuzu. Miyabi's best in slot. Very nice. Then we have Premia. Do this. So yeah, there's a lot of Miyabi Premias. There's an Arya. Can we see more teams? Oh my goodness, it's just all Miyabi Premia. Oh, we found Ishwin. Okay. Arya, yeah. So yeah, Miyabi Premia dominated floor 1. Makes sense because it's Monato. Oh wait, okay. It's looking like Ishwin and Shungus dominated floor 2. That makes sense. There's the Mr. Banyue. There's the idols. Okay. Here we got some Anomaly love here. 3 in a row. We got a little Jane love. Appearance rate's very low. There's the Kaleda. Okay, we found the Kaleda. The appearance rate for full Obal is very low. There's a Seed Sissia. Appearance rate is very low. Okay, that makes sense for floor 2. What about floor 3 for Soda? I'm gonna guess Shungus. Oh yeah, there's the Evelyn's. Much more Eve representation on Isolde, which makes sense because the buff is way better for Eve on Isolde. But yeah, Shungus. Okay, we got some Obom, much better appearance rate than floor 2. Okay, got some Evelyn's, Seed Sissia, more Eve, low appearance rate on Soldier, but at least she's there. Okay, Miyabi still being used, but just significantly less than floor 1. All right, I didn't see anything really out of the ordinary for Shiyu this time around. Let's go to Deadly Assault. 17,900 players shared their data this time around. Okay, what we got? We got Fiend, Thrall, and Defiler. Okay. So this was the Deadly Assault just reset with the new boss, so this is the last DA. Last DA we got, yeah, that makes sense. Premia and Miyabi, and oh yeah, well, yeah, you kind of just throw Shungus at it because it's physical week. That just makes sense. Vivian and Alice are still up here. Dylan's gonna be up here for Shungus. Okay. Wow, that is a lot of characters with NA. Okay, Bernice was still able to get it done. I think that's gonna probably be what, a Bernice Nagon team, even though it's fire res, so still able to get through it. Yeah, each one could still do it because it's Ether Week. Okay. Yanagi barely getting through. Sukaku feels really bad to play against Fiend since it can't be frozen. There's not enough data for Silly. There wasn't enough runs. If he's at the bottom, that just means there just wasn't enough runs for that. But let's go to Yushin. Yeah, see, even on Yushin, still just not enough data for them to put him up there yet. So next time that they update it, then he'll be ranked. But for Yushin, I expect it. Shungus, yes. Yes, Ihari was my second guess, yes. Wow, Soldier, but okay, the appearance rate's very low, so some crazy Soldier players were playing on Thrall. Okay, makes sense. With Ishwin, Fufu's with the Ruptures, Lycon's with Ihari, Bonway's up here with the Ruptures, Caesar still doing cocaine, Pam with the Ruptures. Wow, people were actually, wait, whoa, what's the Nangon team on Thrall? People were actually doing Anomaly on Thrall? But what's the Anomaly team? Is it Miyabi? Because I see Miyabi right here, still getting 23k. It's probably a Miyabi Nangon team. Okay, Orphe, low appearance rate. Okay, what about Defiler? Yeah, there's a Shungus sweep. Yeah, I kind of expected that. This was just, what? This is what, 3 physical week bosses for Shungus? Holy shit. It was kind of just like, yo, which one do I throw my Shungus at? This DA. Seed, Sissia, because of Defiler. Makes sense. Sissia must be being played as a hyper carry potentially. Like, there's probably some Seed Sissia teams, but there's probably also Sissia hyper carry, because on average, Sissia's score is like almost 3k higher. Well, it is basically 3k higher than Seed's. Orphe, okay. Orphe can be played with Seed and Sambi. Astra just being a universal goat. Trigger. Lucia's up here with 25k, but where's her Rupture girls and guys? I want to see Ishwin. Am I missing Ihari? No, Ihari and Bonway is Monoto? Oh my goodness, so it's just, what the hell? I mean, I guess it is Defiler. They would rather use, it makes sense. No, that makes sense. You'd rather use your Ruptures on Thrall. That makes sense. Alright, well, let's go to the Bangbus. It should be about the same, right? Yeah. Yeah, mostly the same for the Bangbus as Shiyu defense. Not really seeing one that stands out as huge difference. Was Rizonabu a little bit higher? Okay. Teams for Fiend. Highest appearance rate was the Miyabi Nangon Yuzu. Makes sense. Thrall was this Shungus team. Oh, but for Defiler, the highest appearance rate was with Zhao instead of Dylan. Interesting. There's the idols. Okay. Oh, this is okay. That's a very low appearance rate, but that's interesting. We got a well, I guess it's because the team gets a lot stronger if Jane has M2, and this is considering M0. So I guess that explains it why the average score is not that. Yeah, because I look right because at M0 the average score is 23k for the Monofist team, but the M1 plus, so that can also include Jane's M2. The score massively increases, so yeah, that makes sense. It's really nothing out of the ordinary. We got Ishwen double support here, but it's very low appearance rate. Okay. But what about Thrall? I don't really see... Okay, we got some Ellen Love. And a low appearance rate, but it's still got some Ellen Love. The old school Evelyn Lighter Astra team. Man, you remember how good that team was when it first came out? Oh, we got the mono ice Ellen team. I love doing this Ellen team for my low cost clears every week when there's ice content. I love doing it. I want to see how far this team can go at M0 for as long as possible. Okay. Hey, some Chingy love, even though, oh my goodness, that penetrates so low. And then for Defiler, Old Ball finally getting some love. And then obviously as Shungus Sweep. So Seed Sissia scored higher on average than full Old Ball, but it's a less appearance rate. Still not really seeing anything out of the ordinary. I guess it's kind of rare to see Haru play with Trigger. It's not shocking because like obviously like people have done Haru with Trigger for a long time. It's kind of rare to see nowadays. Ooh, there's a Sissia hyper carry with Chingy. Okay. Yeah, not seeing too much out of the ordinary. Okay, I always love checking the numbers that they get from the players. So it was what, 14,464 for Shiyu and 17,900 for Deadly Assault, the amount of players they got data from. Okay, cool. So now let's go to the tier list. Let's look at the changelog. What happened here? Okay, Ishwen to T0.5. Ishwen has for a long time been a dominant agent that has both routinely received favorable treatment in in-game modes and was a solid pick to brute force through neutral stages. Recently, though, a large part of why she performs so well is because of both the ether element having multiple favorable matchups and the fact for some reason almost every rupture buff is actually just a Ishwen buff in disguise. Ooh, that's kind of true. This is still factored into her rating as a tier list has to evaluate current performance. However, while she is still a valid brute force option for many, she is no longer the dominant force she once was. This is most true when observing the following. Seed Sissia teams have outperformed against UCC and have had comparable or even higher scores against Wandering Hunter. Starlight Billy does better on Thrall and Defilers, as does Ihari on Thrall and Wandering Hunter. Recent Ether Week boss releases Vesper Sweeper are not only anomaly focused, but they are also half defense too. And Shiyu recent enemies like Lockspring and Miasma Terra Raptor actively counter/work against her. Additionally, other Shiyu matchups where Ishwen would gain value because of their ether weakness often comes with buffs that favor other agents like Yeshun and Nongon teams. As far as we're concerned, Ishwen is still an incredible, powerful unit that is capable of brute forcing most content, but we have to be honest about whether she's closer to Yeshun or the other tier 0.5 units in performance with Starlight Billy's release, who can match or even exceed Ishwen in pure damage. It's clear that while enemy matchups greatly favor her, she isn't quite the top DPS she once was, and dropping her half a tier better reflects her actual power. Okay, that was the big one, right? That was the big one. And then I already saw this. A lot of the characters got moved down to T1 and they brought back T1.5. I actually can like even just speed read through these, and I bet you I know why they did that. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I think T1.5 needed to come back. We've been saying this for a long time. 1.5 needed to come back because there was just some characters that just really didn't deserve the T0 or 0.5. But yeah, I'm just speed reading through some of these, and yeah, I can see that. Okay, yeah, let's get the Ishwin was the big one because I actually had people asking me in my opinion for Ishwin, because you know she's quote unquote Void Hunter level, and it's like, nah, bro, you can understand. Like Billy is very good. Billy is very good. So if you're gonna keep Billy down there, you gotta put Ishwin down there too. Let's see though, let's see. So we already looked at the numbers, we looked at the data for their Shiyu defense and deadly assault that they got. So now that we're done looking at the numbers, look at the tier list. They obviously brought back 1.5. I think this was needed for a long time. They needed to bring back 1.5. They just did. They really needed to bring back 1.5 badly. So like now this is honestly like, I'm an Orphe lover. I love Orphe to death. I love Sambi to death. This is fair. And I used to be on the train that Evelyn was a significantly better main DPS than Orphe. I used to think that Evelyn was like 15% better. I was actually wrong. That's actually not true. So there's a Evelyn player that's a very, very good, competent Evelyn player. And I asked him to compare like some Shiyu and DA clears with against his Evelyn versus me playing on Penguin's account with M0 versus M0 Evelyn versus M0 Orphe, and like our scores were like damn near identical. Like you could like literally the only difference in the run was like whoever got better RNG was literally the difference. So like I can understand Evelyn coming down too. I can. Pyroeus is fucking incredible. Pyroeus is absolutely incredible. He is a fucking phenomenal free-to-play agent. And the thing is, he's only gonna get stronger because he's only M2. We don't have access to his M6 yet, so he's only gonna get stronger. I say this not out of hatred towards Juyen players, because design-wise, I prefer Juyen over Pyroeus any day of the week. I don't say this out of hatred for Juyen. I say this out of, Hoyo, please buff her. Because quite literally, I think you would need like 2.5 Juyens shooting the enemy to equal Pyroeus. And I'm not even joking. I'm genuinely not even joking. Maybe if it's cracked Juyen players, you would just only need 2 Juyens instead of 2.5. But still, like, oh my god, please. Hoyo, please. Is it impossible to clear Juyen? That is wrong. That is false. It is not impossible to clear Juyen, but it is getting rough. It is not impossible to clear Juyen. I do think she's one of the agents that do need a buff. But yeah, Pyroeus he's fucking incredible. They need to take this partner tag off of Seed. I've been seeing people get better scores with DPS Sissia than Seed. I think the way it actually is if you play the Seed Sissia team perfectly, it has a higher ceiling than M0 main DPS Sissia. But if you don't play it perfectly, since Sissia is just like way easier to play if you just only focus on her damage, I think the average person would actually get a higher score on average just playing Sissia as a hyper carry. And also like the moment you get Mindscapes on Sissia, it's just better to run her as the hyper carry. So I don't think she deserves the Seed partner tag. I think she's more than compatible as main DPS. The question is, does Seed still deserve to be up here? And if she does, do you give Seed the partner tag for Sissia? Now I know Seed is technically a little bit more flexible because her kit works a little bit better in terms of flexibility because she can work with literally every single attack agent. She can work with Shunga, she can work with Seed, she can work with Sambi, she can work with Evelyn, she can work with Haru, she can work with Orphe. So Seed's biggest strength is her flexibility. Seed's biggest value is the ability to put her on so many different teams. But yeah, I don't hate that Seed's right here. You guys know I'm a Seed lover, so I don't hate that she's right here. It's just a thought process. We're just talking out loud. We're talking about it. We're talking about it. Hugo finally dropped. Honestly, I kind of saw that coming. He was one of the biggest reasons I said T1.5 needed to come back. You know what's really, the sad thing about Hugo? Hugo actually, okay. Hear me out, chat. Like, I'm being serious when I say this. I'm not coping. I don't think Hugo is that good, genuinely, but he's not as bad as his performance gives off. The reason why Hugo is actually so bad for so many players is simply because this nigga has no fucking matchups. He has no matchups. Matchups in this game are everything. Hugo has one of the worst matchups spreads in the entire game. His matchups are just terrible. There's so many bosses that either cuck stun, or they just fuck over Hugo. Like, there's so many enemies that just completely fuck over Hugo. And if he does have a good matchup, it's usually ice resistant or it's fucking Thrall. Did you guys know in the beta, while they were testing Thrall as a boss, did you guys know that the Croc had a stun bar, that you could stun the Croc? And Hugo was doing phenomenal on that boss. If the Croc still had a stun bar, Hugo would still be doing phenomenal against Thrall. But they saw that Hugo was doing well against Thrall, and they took the fucking stun bar away. They saw that Hugo was doing super fucking well against Thrall, and they took the fucking stun bar away. Dude, Hugo is bad because he has zero fucking matchups. Like, he just has no fucking matchups. The very few matchups he has are some of the easiest fights in the game. Like, it sucks. And then some of the matchups where he could have been good at, they're fucking ice resistant. It's like, oh my god, bro. It sucks. But yeah, that's Hugo. It's unfortunate. Like Butcher, yeah, like Butcher, the Anomaly Butcher, not regular Butcher, the Anomaly Butcher. Ice weak fight, right? But Hugo's fucking terrible into that fight. You can clear it, it's just fucking hard as fuck, right? Because even though it's ice weak, the Anomaly Butcher fucks over stun. It just completely fucks stun. Like, it takes so much extra days to stun him. And then not only is it harder to stun him, he just takes less damage because you have to proc disorders on him to get rid of his armor. So it's like, there's so many matchups in the game, like the Anomaly Butcher, where Hugo could have been good against that fight, but the boss's mechanic completely fuck over what Hugo's team wants to do. Hey, maybe Neko with her buff goes to T1.5. We'll see. I think Neko's super fun to play. I'm actually excited for her buff. But we'll see. Maybe Neko will actually go up here when she gets buffed. And as always, Ben is the biggest. Ben is the best character in the game. Don't let anyone lie to you. I actually agree that Premia should be right here. I just don't know if you should have brought Miyabi down. I know a big reasoning they brought Miyabi down is because Wind is like, they're gonna start focusing on Wind a lot, and Wind is like not that great for Miyabi. It's not like unplayable, so like that's why they didn't put her in T1 or T1.5, right? It's not unplayable with Miyabi, but it's just worse. But I don't know. I think they should, you know what they should have did? They probably should have waited until they saw just how bad the Wind meta actually was, and see, and like maybe we should have waited to drop Miyabi to see just how bad the Wind meta actually gets and how bad it actually fucks her over before we drop her. I think they might have did it just a tad bit too early. Alice watchlist down. If you're gonna have Miyabi in 0.5, I think you have to put Alice down, right? Piper Valina is like Alice level. Have you seen the Piper Valina runs by the crack players? Oh my goodness. Like Piper, no, genuinely, Piper is like Alice's, like almost Alice's level with Valina. It's crazy how good Piper is with Valina. And Alice is a pain in the ass to play with Valina. Is it impossible to play? No, it's not impossible to play. It's just annoying because you don't get disorders, and because you don't get disorders, it takes longer to fill up Alice's bar to do her EBA. So it's just annoying. It's not like hard to play, it's just very annoying. And also, I'm pretty sure Valina is still not even Alice's best team. Alice's best team is still with Nangong. But yeah, like, if you're gonna have Miyabi right here, you gotta move Alice down, right? Because like Piper is doing so well with Valina. Piper and Jane. Like, honestly, Bernice, Jane, Piper, all three of these characters are doing so well with Valina. Like, if you're gonna have Miyabi right here, you gotta move Alice down. Partner Premia, that kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. It kind of doesn't. Vivian is still not a bad option for other Anomaly agents. Obviously, by far, her best team is with Premia. They have insane synergy, and like Vivian Premia feels so good to play too, like because of their synergy. Yanagi, I heard some Yanagi mains disappointed with her performance with Valina, but only a couple. I actually haven't talked to Zenagi. Maybe I should ask Zenagi how he feels about the Yanagi Valina synergy. But I've heard a few other Yanagi players say they didn't enjoy it as much as they expected. Grace is good, man. Grace continues to surprise me. I don't think she's game breaking at all, but for a standard banner agent, Grace is good now. Her buff was good enough. Like, she's just solid. Like, she's not game breaking, but if someone started the game recently, let's say they started the game a couple months ago and they had Grace and they needed to do some electric stuff, like, she's more than good enough. Especially with Mindscapes. She's more than good enough. Okay. This tier list is factoring in M0P1. And if we're factoring in M0P1, then yeah, you gotta move Astra down. That's just how bad Astra Sig is. And this tier list does factor in M0P1, I'm pretty sure. So that's just how bad Astra Sig is. Like, if they could make an exception for Astra and do M1P0, then she could move back up. God, Astra Sig is so fucking bad. Oh, her Sig is so bad. Why is her Sig so bad? God, her Sig is it's actually so bad. It's actually so ass. But then again, I have to always clarify because some people will have Astra Sig and they'll be like, oh, so I shouldn't use Astra Sig. No, it's more so Astra Sig is basically just as good as Kaboom the Cannon. So like, if you have it, you should just keep it and then you can put Kaboom on another support. Like, I'm not saying take your Astra Sig off of your Astra if you already have it. Like, just keep it on her and put Kaboom on a different support. The issue is it's just as good as an A rank. And because it's just as good as an A rank, when you're thinking about M0P1 tier list, which is what this tier list is, she just loses power automatically because she basically has a signature that's the same strength as a fucking A rank. So she automatically loses power when you talk about M0P1. It's yeah, god damn it, man. Should you keep Cradle on Astra? Put Kaboom? No, put Kaboom on your Astra if you don't have her Sig. If we're talking M0P1, then Dylan obviously deserves to be here. Yeah. Now, I did see some people saying Lucia should go down because how is the Rupture support T0 and all the Ruptures are T0.5? I did see that argument. Nangong, obviously, she has a broken signature. If you're considering M0P1, which this tier list is, she deserves to be right here. Suna has a very good signature. So I'm willing to let her slide right here for now, if we're considering M0P1. But she could potentially come down in the future, but she has a very good signature. She also does a fuck ton of days, and her baseline buffing is also good enough. And she is supporting some of the best characters in the entire game. And also Suna, even if on paper, sometimes Suna could potentially be worse than Astra for a team, she could still in practice perform better. Because Suna's days is good enough that it could potentially get you an extra stun window. And if you can get an extra stun with Suna versus Astra, because Astra basically does no days, then Suna will outperform her in those specific situations. So I'm willing to let Suna slide right here. I'm willing to let her slide. We're into an Anomaly meta right now, so yeah, Yuzaha should just stay right there for now. We'll see how things change once Remiel releases in 3.1, but I'm willing to let her stay right there. I think Fufu should come down. That's my opinion. I think Fufu should come down. Fufu is more flexible than lighter, yes, but she is more flexible. I will give her that. She is more flexible than lighter is. But that's basically it. I don't even think Fufu's bad. I always have to defend Fufu when I'm doing my account reviews people always like anytime I'm on a someone surge, like doing a surge with someone and they have Fufu, they're like, why do they pull Fufu and not Dylan? I'm like, well, Fufu is more than good enough to clear content, guys. Like, yeah, Dylan better, yes, absolutely, but Fufu is more than good enough. So I'm not saying Fufu is bad. I just don't think she's half a tier better than Lighter or Lycon, because Lycon's a fucking demon. Have you guys seen what people are able to do with buff Lycon? Oh my god, Lycon's a fucking demon. It just feels wrong saying that she's half a tier better than Lighter and Lycon. It just feels wrong. So I do think she should come down. Nicole with the expert tag, that's fair. Trigger, okay. Are they just giving it to Trigger because she's more flexible with M0P1? That's the only thing I could think of. And even then, sometimes, even if she has M0P1, she can still get outperformed by Lighter or Lycon in certain teams. So I don't know if Trigger deserves to be up here either, to be quite honest. You can make an argument for that. Zhao, watch list down. Ether Veil Shield seems like it's, slowing down a lot. Obviously, her biggest service is to support Shungus, but I'm gonna be completely real with you. I would take a M0P1 Zhao over a M0P1 Astra in a lot of teams. Not every team. I want to clarify. Not every team would I take an M0P1 Zhao over an M0P1 Astra, but there are a decent amount of teams I would rather take Zhao, because her engine is very good, and also she can run the bunny set, and Zhao does just a little bit more for specific teams, kind of like Ellen Joe, for example. Yeah, like if you had to choose between M0P1 Zhao and Astra for Ellen, I would pick Zhao. I would only pick Astra if Astra was M1, but that's just one of the examples. But I'm gonna let it slide. Pan is the Rupture free-to-play support. Ching E has seen a slight revival with Chisia. Sisia. I said Chisia. Sisia. I'm seeing more people play Chingy with Sisia nowadays, which is always nice to see. And some people still use Uraharu. We knew this day was coming, right? We knew this day was coming. Sokaku, the day, remember when she was all the way up here? The days of when every single boss in the game could be frozen, and Sokaku was the most broken piece of shit in the game because she could just infinitely freeze bosses with Miyabi. We knew this day was coming. Like they said fuck the freeze meta. Hey, but she still does well when the enemy can be frozen. It's just very few and far between. I think, okay, so we're on the last tier here. Caesar, Lucy, Pulchra, and when Rena gets her buff. Yeah, so when Rena gets her buff, but for now, Caesar, Lucy, Pulchra, they should go up. T1.5. That's just my honest opinion. I think they should go up. Those are some of the characters that are still helping people who don't have a lot of teams. And they've kind of have shown their usefulness over the last, year and a half. Are they meta breaking, crazy fucking characters? Absolutely not. But they should still go up. I mean, hell, when we were looking at the data for Shiyu Defense and Deadly Assault, Caesar was there. Caesar was there, and sometimes Lucy was still up there too. So it's and then Pulchra is just a fucking free-to-play goat. She's always been a free-to-play goat if you have her M6. But yes, they finally did the thing where, okay, yeah, so at least Seth is not in teeth. Okay. I still think Seth does more than Ambi. Not a lot more, but he does just do more than A-Rank Ambi. But it's fine. It's fine. All right, but anyways, we have looked at the numbers, we have looked at the tier list, and now this is where chat can vent their frustration with Prydwen and I'm gonna ask them how many bang boos out of 10 y'all are gonna give it. Y'all are gonna give very negative ratings, and I'm gonna be like, cool. All right, y'all like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Boom. Yeah, so go for it, chat. Go. Yeah, 1 out of 10. All right. Yeah, okay. If you're watching this video on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Join the Discord. We're over 12,000 members, and we like to stream over here, but until next time, bye.